Okay, let's get straight to the point. Let's talk about this breaking news about Shannon Sharpe and ESPN. And I'm sure everybody know by now that Shannon Sharpe has been fired from ESPN. But the thing about it is this, people. Nobody's surprised. But it is officially a wrap like a Christmas gift. He is out of there. But everybody kind of knew that it was going to be done because once he settled that lawsuit, it's almost like, okay, ESPN is with Disney, and there's no way that they can possibly let him settle that lawsuit for that case and then turn around and bring him back on air. But even when Shannon Sharpe made his announcement that he was going to be temporarily leaving and he'll be back, everybody knew that it was over. But now he has been officially let go, and that is viral all over the internet. But most importantly, everybody been waiting on one thing. Is waiting on Shannon Sharpe to address this. And he has done it on Nightcap. But he also kind of upset that it happened at this time because he really wanted them to wait. But y'all, let's get straight to it. Let's watch this video of Shannon Sharpe responding to being fired from ESPN. Let's go.
Go follow my media company page on all of its platforms, Shay Shay Media, and my clothing company, 84 with 84 being spelled out. The link is pinned in the chat. And once they're gone, they're gone. Before we get started, obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted it to be about him, and I wanted it to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on. And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me that I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. That was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your support.
Now, you heard Shannon Sharpe respond. He said that he wished they would have waited only because his brother is getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. Look here, buddy. You cannot tell these people when to pull their scissors out and get the cutting. They gonna do what they want to do. They don't care nothing about your brother going into the induct to the Hall of Fame. He wanted to wait till Monday. You can't pick and choose when somebody make their move and do what they gonna do. Today is just Tuesday, and you want them to wait till Monday? You want them to wait all weekend? You want them to wait till brunch and everything is over before they let you go? No. They gonna let you go like they just did, like that Frankie Beverly May song, but it just didn't come with before. It's just straight to, I'll let you go. Now, thing about it is this. Like I say, nobody is shocked about this at all. Most importantly, though, everybody kind of had an idea because they knew the kind of like how Stephen A. Smith was talking about this whole thing when it initially happened, even when Shannon Sharpe made his announcement that he was temporarily leaving, people was looking at it that way. Like, you can tell that Stephen A. Smith was disappointed that he personally brought Shannon Sharpe on First Take brought him to ESPN, and he feel like he let him down. Because Stephen A. Smith never really spoke in a way that it was like he'll be back. In so many ways, you can tell that it was over. Let's do a little playback and listen to Stephen A. Smith when he initially responded about this whole thing with Shannon Sharpe. Let's go.
Let's get to the latest news, and it's involving Mr. Shannon Sharpe, who announced yesterday that he would be stepping away from ESPN and ESPN's First Take, my daytime job, at least until the NFL preseason, sometime later on this summer. As you may recall, a lawsuit was filed against Shannon on Sunday by a woman using the name Jane Doe, or using a Jane Doe pseudonym. The 13-page civil complaint filed in Nevada alleged that Shannon Sharpe committed assault, sexual assault, battery, and sexual battery. Shannon and his attorneys responded with evidence of the relationship being, quote unquote, consensual. And Jane Doe's attorney, Tony Busby, responded by releasing audio of an alleged conversation between his client and Shannon. For those that don't know, Tony Busby is the same attorney that filed the lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy, alleging they both sexually assaulted a minor, which has since been withdrawn. Jay-Z has now countersued Busby. Needless to say, the headlines this week took on a life of their own, and as a result, Shannon announced he was stepping away from ESPN. Here's a portion of Shannon's statement that he posted on social media. Quote, "I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family, fans, friends, and colleagues," end quote. It's been a difficult week from a sports media perspective, certainly as it pertains to First Take. Shannon Sharpe became a friend. When I recruited him to come on board on ESPN's First Take, he came on board and he did a sensational job. No matter the amount of success that we enjoyed for the 12 years prior to his arrival, he helped take it to another level last year. And we were doing our thing this year as well. And so when the news came down that he and ESPN had mutually agreed that he would need to come off the airwaves of ESPN, it was a blow to the show, a blow to me personally, because I'm going to miss him. But it was not a surprise.
So you heard Stephen A. Smith say in his video, and that was when Shannon Sharpe announced that he would be back. But you can look at that video and tell by Stephen A. Smith, the way he was talking, his body language, that it was over, that he was not coming back. That was it. You heard what he said? It was no surprise that ESPN and Shannon Sharpe basically, parted ways for that moment. That wasn't temporary. There was no temp service. That was permanent. ESPN just didn't want to be the one to do it. And something tells me that Shannon Sharpe really thought he was going to come back. You heard him in his video. He really hated it happened like this in his time at ESPN. But Shannon Sharpe, to be honest, he's lucky that he has his own platform, because you leave Undisputed, or they said he got let go. You go to ESPN, that's cut short. And now you're lucky that you had your own platform to where you necessarily really don't have to depend on this like a diaper, but you can, do your own thing. At the end of the day, Shannon Sharpe got to just pull it up and just keep it moving. But his days on TV may have just came to an end. ESPN may have been his last stop. He has his own media company. He has Nightcap, his podcast. He's doing with Ocho. He bringing other guests on. That Cat Williams interview really turned out to be his blessing, because, he was able to fall back on that. When they say have something to fall back on, well, he was able to fall back on his podcast. And it was great that he was able to do that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Nobody's surprised about this, and y'all knew this was coming. Shannon Sharpe has nobody to blame but himself, because that mistake that he made with that lady, all this could have been avoided. As much advice as he gives out on his podcast and when he talking to people, he should have took his own advice. He should have moved better than that and knew better. He let a little OnlyFans person basically get him for $20-some million. What they do that at? But y'all get in the comments telling what y'all think. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share my video. I'm Curtis Mack. Holla.